What is up? I'm live on YouTube doing a very long YouTube live stream. Over there, I got a wand I'm working on for the batch. Now, you may be asking yourself, what am I doing in this here cooking video? Well, I'm glad you asked, YouTube. I'm going to show you how to make sunny side eggs. These are kind of hard to make because if you break the yolk, it gets all runny and so I'm going to show you how to make sunny side eggs. I'll show you a couple of tricks so that your sunny side eggs come out delicious and with a nice looking yolk every time. I'll show you a couple of techniques. Sitting back with a nice early morning smoke on some cigarette tobacco mixed with a little bit of cigar tobacco, so it's got some nice moisture to it. I'm still getting over like the little last bit of my cold, and it's just about there. I'm getting that pan nice and heated up before I get into it. Alright. Follow me into the kitchen. I'm going to show you the secret to making sunny side eggs. And a cup full of our seasoning. We don't need a whole lot in the cup. Just enough to season like 4 eggs. That should be enough seasoning right there. Now we have our eggs right here. I'm not going to crack this with one hand, but I want to crack it with 2 hands. Because I'm not that skilled, but I'm going to take you close up on this egg cooking action. Now here's the thing, YouTube. You take your egg, and when you crack it, if you just release the egg from all the way up here, as soon as that fucking yolk hits the pan, it's gonna splatter, it's gonna break your yolk. So, if you want a nice, perfect sunny side egg, you simply take your egg and open it as close to the pan as you can. Like that, and then do a very light sprinkle of seasoning. Now look at that, YouTube. Look at that beautifulness right there. I have the stove turned on to high so it'll cook quicker, but I want to take the white of that egg, and I want to scoop the white on that egg around just like that. And that's literally all you have to do to make a sunny side egg right here for the most part. Now notice when you break it closer and put it in the pan, that yolk's gonna firm up. Okay, so I didn't put a whole lot of seasoning on there, just a light sprinkle. Watching that firm up. Boom. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna scoop it. Try to scoop it without breaking the yolk. Okay, I'm gonna scoop it from this side. And you want nice sunny side eggs like this right here. You definitely don't want that yolk to break, and it's starting to break just a little bit right there. That can happen when you're making these, but it's whatever. A little bit of egg breaking ain't gonna hurt it. See how I scooped it and moved it just like that. A little chunk of egg yolk that right there. I've flipped it back onto the egg. Look how nice and firm that's getting. How do you know when the egg's done? Check this out. You scoop it on the spatula and it jiggles like jello. Oh yeah. Now watch this. When it's all jiggly like that, let it sit there for a couple more seconds. Okay. I take that egg and we're gonna flip it over onto the other side for a second. Just like that. I'm gonna put the egg on that side, flip it just for a second. Give it a scoop. And a flip. There we go. That's one way of doing it. That's one way to make a sunny side egg. I'll show you another the other way, the more traditional way to make it without flipping it. See what it looks like when it's all said and done. And again, start cracking the egg and going, okay, crack your egg as close to the pan as you can. There's a little bit of excess egg cooking on the side of the pan. That's no big deal. It's easy enough to clean up. Alright. Let's get a close-up of the second one. This is your perfect sunny side egg. A little bit of seasoning. Now see what happens when you crack it closer to the pan. The yolk doesn't break. Yep. Scoop it, drop it. Now by the scooping and dropping method, just like I showed you how to do, scoop it and drop it. That keeps it from sticking to the pan. And you can see that the egg is really starting to firm up. It'll get to a point where all of this around is pretty much nice and white. See how the egg around it boiling and bubbling. It's just about there. See how jiggly that is? Yeah, buddy. I'll let it sit there a bit longer so that yolk gets nice and firm. What's a church bell's favorite breakfast? Eggs with yolk. Oh. Okay, that was lame. That was a church bell joke, and it was... Some people are like, I don't get it. There's a part on the bell called the yolk. So... I don't know. Cooking with Cobra, showing you how to make sunny side eggs. Pretty straightforward. And you can see the firmness around the yolk where the egg sits. So you got 2 eggs. Now to make 2 more just like it. And in case you missed how to do it the first couple of times, I'm going to repeat the process 2 more times just so we're clear on how to make sunny side eggs. Or if you wanted to do a different style of sunny side egg, watch this. Quick, gotta be quick, gotta be quick, gotta be quick. Wait a minute, how is this one any different than the other 2? You just did 2 more, didn't you? Yes, that I did. I'll show you here in a second. You could do it like that, or boom, like that. See that? Now, if you crack 2 eggs at the same time, and as quickly as you can so that they both cook at the same time, within the same time, now you got a sunny side egg with 2 yolks attached to it. So if you wanted to make like a little smiley face for breakfast, get like half a piece of bacon, which I don't have the bacon right now, but you cook up a piece of bacon, you can make like a little smiley face to go kind of like right there, you know what I'm saying? Make like a little breakfast face. Yeah. Like you could take a sausage or a piece of bacon and you could add like a mouth to it, you know, and kind of make it a, you know, make the face out of it. But it's definitely starting to firm up. Anything I might have accidentally scraped off the bottom can be scooped back onto the egg with no problem. You don't want to leave your eggs on the pan too long, because then the bottom of them will get burnt, but just long enough that they firm up just like that. We'll give this egg a couple more seconds. It didn't quite turn out to be a face like I thought it was going to be, but that's alright. That still made a giant sunny side egg. Pretty straightforward, YouTube. It's not exactly rocket science. I'm gonna take this giant egg and we're gonna scoop it onto there. There we go. And there you have it, YouTube. 2 to 3 different ways to make sunny side eggs. So now you know the secret to making beautiful sunny side eggs. And look how those turned out. That first one right here is a bit more traditional. That's what most people look for when they see sunny side. Second one is 2 of them stacked together. And the third one, this is how when I showed you how to make this one right here, this is how I made the eggs to top off those 4 burger patties that I did yesterday or the day before. And this one, the egg yolk is a bit runny, but not too runny. A little bit of firmness to it. And again, I didn't go heavy on the seasoning, just a little bit. Goes a long ways. Now, when I was getting an iPhone at the store, the only color they had available was rose gold, so beggars can't be choosers, right? At least the phone works. Had to replace it. But let's set the camera down and, well, let's see how I did on my sunny side eggs. I'm sure I did a good job. This is basically how you make sunny side eggs. There's different variants of it anyway. Let's go for the one that we did before that I showed you how to do on the burger patties, but this is the one that's been flipped after it's been firmed up on the bottom. Yep. Everything that I've cooked in the pan up to this point, all the bacon, the burgers, all that flavor is just soaked into the egg. That's good. Let's see how I did on the bigger egg here. Instead of trying to shove the whole thing into my mouth like a pig, be a bit more civilized and cut it up with a fork. Alright. A small section of that bigger egg right here. Yeah, that's not bad. It's got some good flavor on it. Although, you don't want any, like, I mean, it doesn't add necessarily a bad taste to it, but you want to scrape out your pan before you cook eggs. So that, like, the burnt stuff in your pan gets cooked onto the bottom of the eggs. It'll add a rather interesting texture to it. Yeah, there we go. I try so hard not to burn the bottom of my eggs, and I don't. I didn't this time around. But all that burnt stuff from cooking stuff on high temperature before, you know. Let's just see how firm this yolk really is. Yep, the egg. The yolk on that egg wasn't entirely firm on that second half, but it had a little bit of firmness to it. But as soon as you bit down into it, it just And now we've come to the very last egg on our plate. This is usually what people think of when they think sunny side eggs. This right here is a classic sunny side egg. And again, the yolk is a little bit firm, but not too firm. Not too much seasoning, just a light sprinkle of it. This right here is usually what people think of when they think of a sunny side egg. So, let's see what I did on the classic variant of it, just the straight. Like, say you get done cooking some bacon, and your pan still got a shit ton of bacon grease at the bottom, fresh, ready to go. Cook your sunny side eggs in that and see how that fucking tastes. Like, next time you go to do breakfast with like bacon and eggs, then you cook up a shit ton of bacon first, get your pan all nice and greasy with bacon grease. And then you cook your sunny side eggs and all that bacon grease. Oh. Yeah, there we go. I mean, if you're not going to wash your pan after cooking, you should at least scrape it out. Get the burnt stuff out of your pan, all that sort of thing. Now, granted, the bottom of this isn't even burnt. It's a little bit cooked underneath, yes, but it's not burnt by any means. As soon as I bit down into the yolk, just like the last one, it popped like an egg water balloon, so to speak, bursting with flavor. Oop, that was close. I caught that like a ninja. most people are going, well, then how do you make sunny side eggs and make it so the yolk doesn't break? I just showed you a little tip into making your sunny side eggs so that your yolk doesn't break as soon as it hits the pan. Because that shit sucks. Then you're pretty much fucked. Most people are like, okay, how do you make sunny side eggs where their yolk doesn't break? And it's a nice little yellow circle in the middle of a white circle looking type deal. That's how you do it. Grab a glass of H2O to wash it down. Oop. I'll put this somewhere else so I quit knocking it all over the place. Of course, my flask is empty at the moment, but it's beside the point. Well, anyways, YouTube, that is how you make sunny side eggs. Pretty straightforward. There are some people who struggle with it, and there are people who love eating sunny side eggs, but they have a hard time making them. So hopefully this little tutorial on how to make sunny side eggs helps you find people out so you can get back to eating what you like to eat and making it so it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But be careful when you're cracking the egg open super close to the surface of the pan so you don't burn your fingertips or your hand in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, definitely don't flip the egg with the hand. Nope, you want a spatula for that. I mean, that's common sense. Anyways, YouTube. Thank you for watching my sunny side egg tutorial on another episode of Cooking with Cobra, King Cobra JFS, back at you with another cooking video showing you how to get picture perfect sunny side eggs. And with 4 eggs in my tummy, that's definitely a great way to start off your day. And not only are eggs delicious, nutritious, but they're also an excellent source of protein. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side.